As we get older, we try harder to eat right and stay healthy. We trust fruits, veggies, and other good foods to help us feel better. But here's something many people over 60 don't know: some of these foods can be bad for your heart when mixed with certain pills. It can be scary and confusing. Today, let's talk about 5 food mix-ups that could be hurting your heart without you knowing. 1. The sunny delight that can be deceptive. Grapefruit looks like sunshine on a plate, but for some folks, it can hide a surprising danger. That beautiful, sunny citrus fruit. It's packed with vitamin C, antioxidants, and it tastes wonderfully tangy. Many of us enjoy a fresh grapefruit for breakfast or a refreshing glass of its juice, thinking we're doing our bodies a world of good. And most of the time, we are. It's a fantastic fruit, no doubt about it. My own mother swore by it for years. But here's the twist, and it's a big one for many seniors. If you often eat a lot of high-fat meals or processed snacks, grapefruit might not mix well with your body's normal balance, and grapefruit can suddenly become less of a friend and more of a foe. It's somewhat like a well-meaning guest who accidentally makes a situation more complicated. So, what's the deal? Grapefruit and its juice contain compounds called furanocoumarins. That's a mouthful, I know. But these natural compounds can interfere with how your body breaks down and absorbs certain drugs. Specifically, they can block an enzyme in your intestines, CYP3A4 for the curious minds, that's responsible for metabolizing or processing a lot of medications. When this enzyme is blocked, more of the medication can enter your bloodstream and stay in your body for longer than intended. Imagine the drug is supposed to be released slowly, like a dripping tap, but grapefruit causes it to enter your system more like an open faucet. This can lead to dangerously high levels of the medication in your system. With statins, for example, this can increase your risk of side effects like muscle pain, weakness, and in rare but serious cases, severe muscle damage, rhabdomyolysis, which can even affect your kidneys. For some blood pressure medications, it can cause your blood pressure to drop too low, leading to dizziness or falls. And who needs that after 60? It's honestly quite sneaky because you're eating something healthy, yet it's having this hidden effect. It's not just whole grapefruit either. Juice, even a small amount, and other related citrus fruits like Seville oranges, often used in marmalade, pomelos, and tangelos, can have a similar effect. What can you do? This is crucial. If you take any prescription medication, especially for your heart, cholesterol, or blood pressure, have a chat with your doctor or pharmacist specifically about grapefruit. Ask them directly, is it safe for me to eat grapefruit or drink grapefruit juice with my medications? They know your health situation best. Don't just stop your medications, of course, but don't ignore this potential interaction either. It's a simple question that could save you a lot of trouble. It's better to be safe than sorry, in my opinion. Now that we've explored that citrus surprise, are you wondering what other seemingly innocent food could have a hidden downside? Indeed, prepare to be interested, as this next one involves some of the greenest, healthiest-looking vegetables on the planet. 2. The green giant gamble. Leafy greens. Green vegetables like kale and spinach are health heroes, but not always for everyone. We're constantly told to eat more of them. They're loaded with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Popeye ate his spinach and look at him, right? These green powerhouses are fantastic for overall health, including your bones and eyes. For most people, loading up on these is a brilliant idea. However, if you're someone who drinks green juices every day or loads up on kale suddenly after not eating much of it before, your relationship with these lovely leafy greens needs to be a bit more carefully managed. Warfarin is a vital medication that helps prevent blood clots, which can lead to serious problems like strokes or deep vein thrombosis. It works by interfering with vitamin K, a nutrient that your body uses to help blood clot. And guess what's packed to the brim with vitamin K? You got it, those dark leafy green vegetables. This is where the mixing problem comes in. If you suddenly start eating a lot more vitamin K-rich foods than usual, or a lot less, it can make your warfarin less effective, leading to a higher risk of clots, or too effective, leading to a higher risk of bleeding. It's all about consistency. Think of it like a balancing act. Your doctor has carefully calculated your warfarin dose based on your usual blood clotting time, which is influenced by your typical vitamin K intake. If you usually eat a small salad twice a week, and then one week you decide to go on a major kale smoothie binge every day, that sudden surge in vitamin K can work against your medication, making your blood more likely to clot. Conversely, if you normally eat lots of greens and then suddenly stop, your blood could become too thin. Neither outcome is good for your heart or your overall safety. It's a real shame, because these veggies are so good for you in other ways. My neighbor, for instance, encountered a challenge with this when she started a green juice kick without realizing how it would affect her warfarin levels. Thankfully, her doctor caught it during a routine blood test. Speaking of potassium, let's look at some surprising foods like bananas and avocados that might cause trouble with your heart meds too. 3. Bananas, avocados, and certain blood pressure pills. Bananas and avocados are often seen as heart healthy, but there's a hidden side to them for those on certain medications. They're nature's own convenience, food, packed with potassium and great for a quick energy boost. Avocados? Creamy, delicious, and full of healthy fats and, yes, a hefty dose of potassium. Other potassium heroes include potatoes, spinach, hello again, beans, and yogurt. Potassium is an incredibly important mineral for nerve function, muscle contraction, and, crucially, for maintaining a healthy heart rhythm and blood pressure. So, these foods are generally fantastic for us, especially for heart health when part of a balanced diet. I, for one, love a good banana in my morning oatmeal. But here's where the situation becomes more complex for seniors. Many older adults eat lots of high potassium foods each day, without realizing too much can be a problem. Normally, your kidneys do a great job of balancing potassium levels. If you eat a banana, they'll excrete any excess. But if you're taking one of these medications, your body's ability to get rid of extra potassium might be reduced. So, if you then load up on lots of high potassium foods on top of taking these medications, your potassium levels could climb too high. This condition is called hyperkalemia, too much potassium in the blood, and it can be quite dangerous for your heart. Symptoms of hyperkalemia can be subtle at first, like muscle weakness, fatigue, or a tingling sensation. But severe hyperkalemia can lead to abnormal heart rhythms, arrhythmias, and even, in extreme cases, cardiac arrest. It's a serious concern, and it often develops quietly, which makes it particularly tricky. It's not that you can never enjoy a banana again, but moderation and awareness are key. But it's not just fruits and veggies. Sometimes even an innocent candy can turn into a sneaky health hazard. 4. The sweet deception. Who doesn't enjoy a bit of licorice now and then? It has that unique, nostalgic flavor. For many, it's a harmless treat. We're talking about real black licorice here, the kind that contains glycyrrhizin or glycyrrhizic acid, which is the compound that gives licorice its distinctive sweet taste. Many licorice-flavored candies in the U.S. don't actually contain much, if any, real licorice extract, but some imported or artisanal varieties do. Glycyrrhizin, while natural, can cause some pretty significant problems if you eat too much of it, especially if you're over 40, and certainly after 60, and have high blood pressure or an existing heart condition. It seems so innocent, but the effects can be quite serious. Here's how it works. Glycyrrhizin can mimic a hormone in your body called aldosterone. This can lead to increased sodium retention and, more importantly, potassium loss. Low potassium levels, hypokalemia, can cause a range of problems, including abnormal heart rhythms, high blood pressure, muscle weakness, and, in susceptible individuals, congestive heart failure or swelling, edema, due to the body retaining excessive water. The FDA has actually issued warnings about this. Eating as little as 2 ounces of real black licorice a day for at least 2 weeks could result in hospitalization for some people with an irregular heartbeat or other heart-related issues. If you already eat foods that lower your body's potassium, like high-sugar snacks or salty chips, I remember my grandfather loved black licorice, and he had high blood pressure. We never made the connection back then, but looking back, it makes me wonder. It's often the things we least suspect, isn't it? And while sweets like licorice pose one risk, some healthier choices, like salt substitutes, may bring their own kind of trouble. 5. The salty switch-up trap. Cutting back on salt is smart for your heart, but what you replace it with matters more than you think. Many people then reach for salt substitutes, thinking they're making a healthier choice. And in some cases, they might be. However, a lot of these salt substitutes replace sodium with potassium, specifically potassium chloride. On the surface, this seems like a good swap. We know potassium can help lower blood pressure. But, as we discussed earlier with bananas and ACE inhibitors, too much potassium can be a very bad thing for your heart, especially if your body isn't getting rid of it properly. If your kidneys don't work well, or if you already eat a lot of high potassium foods like bananas and potatoes. Even if you're not on those specific medications, if your kidney function is reduced, and many seniors have some degree of reduced kidney function without even knowing it, liberally using potassium-based salt substitutes can still be risky. The heart doesn't like it when potassium levels go haywire. It can lead to those dangerous irregular heartbeats we've talked about. It's a common situation where the intended solution can potentially become part of the problem if you're not fully aware of the context. I've encountered individuals at health talks who were diligently using salt substitutes, believing they were making the best possible choice for their heart without realizing this hidden risk. Could the healthy choices you trust be quietly harming your heart? Think twice before your next meal. Like, subscribe, and join us for more eye-opening health truths.